This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, whatever time it is with you and wherever you are. Thank you for downloading this SmackDown review as part of the WWE podcast. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you listening along once again. I am Amanda, your host of this SmackDown review. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you who celebrated this week. And can you guys believe that we are almost now in December? Speaking of, let's have a quick look at the Survivor Series card and some predictions. So starting with the Women's War Games match, the team put together for the Faces is properly a team of superstars. I mean, come on. Fair, Bliss, AJ, Rhea and Io. Blimey. The heel team is not quite such superstar standards. We've got Bocce Nia. Lash Legend, good, but literally here for 2 minutes. The Kabuki Warriors, yeah, okay. Asuka, superstar. Kairi, almost. And then Becky, obviously a superstar. But how will she play this? I've got a feeling that she is going to do her team dirty some way. Maybe she'll turn on specifically maybe Nia, but I think maybe she just legs it as she did this week in Raw. And what about returns for this match? Well, we've got Bianca and Liv in the wings, so to speak. I can't see a reason immediately to interject Bianca here, but wasn't it Kairi who caused Liv's injury? In storyline, obviously. I know it wasn't actually Kairi's fault. Of course, it was just an accident, but obviously they're going to probably push the angle that it was Kairi who injured her. So what do you guys think? Liv shows up and screws the heel team to get even with Kairi. Tenuous, yes, sure. I guess let's just see. So I think we've probably got a win for the Faces on that one way or the other. Okay, men's War Game team. This one is hard. My head says the heels, but my heart says the face team, and I'm going to go for the Faces. I don't know about any returns. I don't think we will have any, as we've already got Brock involved, who is kind of like a return himself. He appears that infrequently. We've then got the Women's Championship, which is Stephanie versus Nikki Bella. Surely Nikki is not winning this, is she? I mean, why? Like Matt said, the only people who want the Bellas back are the Bellas. The WWE has moved on so much since their time. I say no thanks. There are some rumours that we might get a Brie return, so wondering if she comes back to help Nikki. I really want to see Stephanie keep the belt and have a decent run. I'll be properly salty if Nikki Bella wins, like throw the remote at the telly salty. Intercontinental Championship. This is Dom versus Cena. I think Dom takes back the title. We know that Cena's got to drop it before he goes, and this is Dom's hometown. Cena's a Grand Slam champ, so he can leave with that record as well. Job done. And we're all set up for Cena's last match. Dom back as champ. Ta-da! Right, let's get to it and review the SmackDown that aired on November 28th from wherever we were last week. I forgot, but this is a pre-tape, so the talent could spend Thanksgiving with their families. And also looking at the timestamp, this is quite a short show, and the reason for that is that on the Netflix version, certainly here in the UK, we only had one 30-second advert. The rest of it was all just the show, so this is quite pleasing. We get our arrivals as always. We've got Asuka and Flair. They come in. They've got a War Games Advantage match. That should be a good one. We've got the MFTs arriving for their match later, which is a tag elimination match. We then get Kelly backstage. She's got Ellie Knight. She asks him that because Sheamus is out, he doesn't have an opponent. She lets Knight know that Nick has yet to reveal who will replace Sheamus, and Knight again will face a mystery opponent. Knight isn't happy at this and kicks off, saying that he should have a bye. He says every time he gets something going, he gets his legs cut out from under him, and he says he's going to slap the mystery opponent back to factory reset. Now, never a truer word spoken in jest, right? Knight saying that every time he gets something going, he gets his legs cut out from him. A message direct to Triple H and the writers, maybe? I mean, he's right. LA Knight has truly become the Neely man of SmackDown. He is so over, and the majority of fans seem to be gagging to stick a rocket on him, and yet every time he gets close, he gets the kibosh put on him. Speaking of Neely men of SmackDown, we now go to Jay making his normal entrance through the stands, still super over, or at least his theme song is, and the yeet gimmick is. Is Jay himself? That's a big question mark. Our first match, Jay versus Rusev in the Cena tournament. Rusev as Cena's final opponent seems about as likely as me being Cena's last opponent, so this is going to be a Jay win, I feel. This one kicks off with Rusev kicking the holy SH1T out of Jay. Rusev looking like an absolute monster here. Jay starting with a comeback, but gets caught midair by Rusev, who continues to absolutely annihilate Jay. We get another Jay comeback as he goes high risk, hitting Rusev with a suicide dive and then earning himself a near pin in the ring. He hits a spear and only gets a 1 count. Is that Rusev no-selling Jay's best move, I wonder? The crowd are not seeming to be that into this. They are pretty quiet, at least that's how it come over on the TV. This one finishes up though with Jay hitting the spear, followed by the Uso splash and getting the win. Well, a relief for all of us, I'm sure, that I don't have to find some tights that I can squeeze into and get into the ring. But seriously, no real surprises there. As I said, there was no hope of Rusev being Cena's last opponent, and so Jay progresses in the world's most disappointing tournament to hopefully lose in the semis to whoever the mystery opponent is later on. Come on. There's no way that Jey Uso is Cena's last opponent. We can all agree on that at least, right? Right, guys? The match itself, though, was a decent one. Rusev playing the monster is good. He has some great skills. And Jay in his normal role, is he going to lose? Is he going to lose? Oh, he looks like he's going to lose. And then he wins. It's the typical WWE face positioning in matches like this. So Jay progresses. Now backstage, where Nick is drawing a ball out of his machine, Miz is there complaining and begging for the opportunity, very unbecoming of him. Nick is saying to him that he has to be done fairly, and Miz is telling Nick how important he's been to Cena's career. We then get Truth again, who is still pushing his comedy balls angle, yawn. Nick tells him that he has great respect for his balls. I mean, come on. While Nick is distracted talking to Truth, Miz swaps his name out for the one in the ball, and we get the reveal that Miz will face LA Knight. Now then, surely someone would say to Nick, "Hey Nick, watch the tapes back, Miz cheated." I mean, in real life, defo. God, I hope this gets changed, or that really is the biggest bust and I just give up. Still hoping for Jericho, at the very least Randy, but come on. Are we going to get just a massive wind up to the point where Miz's music hits and then Nick stops it and does a live redraw and we get a proper opponent, please? We then get Kathy again. This time she has Priest. She asks for his response to Black and Zelina. He says he doesn't get it. He is him. They won't change him. He says the only thing Black has accomplished is pissing him off. And the only thing he's looking forward to every week is kicking his ass. He's interrupted by Zelina, who tells him that he has so much anger. She says that he keeps promising all this punishment, but hasn't he noticed that he's the one on the receiving end? Priest says, "Did your husband send you here to tell me that?" And she says that he didn't. She's doing it for Priest. She says he's moved on to bigger things. I'm not sure what they are, but, you know. Priest tells Kathy the more they talk, the less he understands them, and we do see black in the background, and Rhea comes over. And we've got the Terror Twins reunited as Priest checks in with her and how ready she is for War Games. She says when she's done prepping Charlotte, she wants to run an idea past him. That could be fun. Wouldn't it be cool if they got back together and then Rhea could handle Zelina? I'd love to see Rhea on SmackDown. Next up, we have the Chelsea celebration. We get a reminder of how Chelsea won the title back. Chelsea welcomes all the Patriot. She said she stands before you to celebrate as the two-time and most dangerous women's champ. She says it's an honour to be the greatest women's champion of the continent of America. She counts down to her very expensive pyros, but instead we get Jade. Jade comes to the ring, takes out Alba, and then hits Jaded on Chelsea. As Jade is leaving the ramp area, we do then get Chelsea's pyro, which is a nice little comedy moment for Chelsea. Now, I'm not sure what the point of this is. Now, hear me out, guys. WWE bought in some mid-card belts for the women, presumably so that we could get more talent on show, offer more opportunities to those mid-card talents, which is an admirable idea, and as you know, I was all for it. What the hell is the point of having a feud with the holder of the women's main title and the women's mid-card title? If we have to have Jade as champion, which as you know, I am absolutely not here for, then let her feud with someone not already a title holder. I mean, if you wanted a Chelsea Jade match, leave the US title on Julia, but honestly, what even was the point of that? She had a duller than dishwater run anyway. Hurts me to say, guys, but maybe this is a failed experiment, and maybe it is time to get rid of the mid-card belts for the women. Neither have really done much, have they? I mean, look at the Intercontinental Championship over on Raw. It sat on Becky for so long, and why? She did nothing to get really anyone over, and now it's on Maxine Dupree, and I can't see that lasting. But with SmackDown returning to 3 hours, there's a hell of a lot of TV time to fill, so I feel like they will keep them, but for goodness sake, WWE, please do better with them. I don't want to see Jade and Chelsea. Backstage now, and we've got Bliss giving Flair a pep talk for her match. Flair says last time she faced Asuka, she tore her ACL, and tonight she's going to rip her apart. We then get AJ Lee in. She says she feels confident and she knows Charlotte will win. I am loving this team and will legit be devoed if they lose at Survivor Series. We then go to Sammy's team backstage for this elimination tag match, which is later on. He's giving them a pep talk, but it's like a football manager pep talk with lots of random hand movements and pointing and type where nobody really knows what the hell's going on. The LA Knight match with Miz is up next, but before that we've got Kathy. She's got Jade backstage and she asked why she attacked Chelsea. She says that she's got a problem with anyone who runs their mouth and that it was a warning to the whole locker room to step up and get stepped on. As she flounces off, we get a very brief eyeball with B-Fab. Meechin, as always, is hanging around. She says that she doesn't know why no one has been checking Jade on her attitude and it might have to be her. Guys, I'm not going to ask you to listen to me rant again about the same thing that I did last week and slightly before about the mid-card titles. So just insert the rant here about the champion being the champion of the mid-card that I did last week. You guys don't need to hear that again. Now the Miz and Knight match, and so far no one is interrupting. Squeaky bum time. Miz is out. And oh god, please no, here comes LA Knight. How is no one stopping this? So this is happening, the bell rings, kicks off with Knight having the upper hand. We get plenty of back and forth. Miz hits the skull crushing finale, but Knight kicks out. Miz gets the STFU locked in and Knight gets to the rope. Thankfully Knight hits the BFT, gets the win over the Miz. So Knight progresses and this tournament continues to disappoint. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy Knight is through, although I still don't think he is seen as final opponent. So we have Jay, Gunther, Solo and Knight left in. Who's your guys' pick out of that lot? Talk about pick the best out of a bad bunch. Honestly, who cares? Backstage now, and we have the heel team for the Women's War Games. Lash has come as a Russian Bond villain in her look, and I am very much here for that. Becky walks in and starts a pep talk saying they need to remember what's important for tonight, and she is the only one who has any kind of success rate at War Games. She's the only one who is 100%. Nia cuts her off and says that tonight is all about Asuka, and Asuka says that she will get Charlotte, as she is the one that put Charlotte out for the whole year. We then get a promo from Solo and the MFT. Solo to make an example out of Sammy again. And he says, do you really think you have a chance against the MFTs? And he says that he's going to put Sammy away for good. We then get a Sammy promo. He goes through his team, saying how hard they all are pretty much. I think that's the same two promos that we had last week. We've now got Kathy backstage. She's got Ilya Dragunov, and he says that the US Open Challenge is open to anyone who's worthy. And he says to Tamatonga that he is here. He's interrupted by Ciampa, who says the only person that you should be concerned with is him. He says last week he took Axiom's mask, and that next week he will take the title off him. Ilya says he will think about it, jackass. And I think we are going to get the Ilya Ciampa match, and I think Ilya will retain, and that will send Ciampa proper around the bend. I don't know why Ciampa is calling his shot. He could have just showed up as the next challenger and at least had the element of surprise. Side note here, it wasn't him that took Axiom's mask, it was Candice. But, washed in the tides of history. Next up, we've got the Asuka and Charlotte match, which I am predicting should be awesome. It is a PLE level match, this one, really. Do you know what? One thing that I haven't even mentioned is the actual real-life beef between Flair and Becky, which is a very cool sub-story to the Women's War Games match. God, I'd forgotten their massive history. Maybe there will be something there too. Flair still so over. The crowd absolutely loving her. Still. These two lock up. And as we start off, comms mentioning that Becky has seemingly appointed herself captain. She's the only one who has 100% record in War Games. So I'm wondering if there is going to be something with Becky either doing the team dirty or running off tomorrow night. These two going at it on the apron, and Flair is taken out by a brutal strike from Asuka. Flair with a fight back though. She hits a big crossbody from the top rope. Charlotte gets herself a 2 count with a massive boot to Asuka's face, which looked actually proper brutal. And we're back to trading blows in the middle of the ring. Flair goes up for her moonsault, which is beautiful, connects, and Flair gets a 2.5 count. They move to outside the ring, and Charlotte throws Asuka over the announce desk, giving Asuka the opportunity to cue up the mist, which she tries to hit on Charlotte, but misses, and I think hits the timekeeper instead. Charlotte counters the Asuka lock and hits a natural selection, which leads to her getting the win and the advantage for the face team at War Games. This was a great match. I love seeing these two going at it. I think the Women's War Games match has the potential to steal the show. The amount of talent on both teams, it has to, right? Add that to all the extra stories that are weaved through this one, and I think it could be the star. Next up, we have got the MFTs versus Sammy's team. But before that, we get a promo for the men's War Game match, which also is awesome. Made things look really exciting, which of course it is. I mean, there's so much talent on both of these teams, and add in Heyman, who always has a plan, that could also be match of the night. Solo comes out with his MFTs all face painted up, and they've ramped it up this week, and it must take them ages to get on and even longer to get off, and that, if you ask me, seems a little bit high maintenance. Anyway, now we get Sammy's team out. So we've got the Motor City Machine Guns, that's Sabin and Shelley. We've got Rey Fenix, we've got Shinsuke Nakamura, and of course we've got Sammy. They have called themselves an international coalition. It sounds a little bit like something Keir Starmer would come up with, an international coalition of the willing. Sorry, it's a bit niche for anyone not in the UK. So this one kicks off. We've got Solo in with Saban, and Solo is off to a fast start, smashing Saban in the corner, making a quick tag to Tonga Loa to continue the beatdown. We get a blind tag to Shelley, and one for the MFTs to JC Mateo. Sammy's in and is poleaxed by JC Mateo early on, getting himself a couple of quick 2 counts. We've now got Solo in with Sammy, and Sammy getting a bit of a beat down with all the MFTs having a go. Shinsuke is legal, and it's all starting to break down as pretty much everyone is getting involved. We've got our first elimination though. We've got JC Mateo eliminated by the Motor City Machine Guns, which was a pretty cool move as well. Second elimination pretty quickly afterwards. We've got Shinsuke eliminated by Tama Tonga, so now we're back to 4 versus 4, quickly followed by the third elimination as Rey Fenix eliminates Tonga Loa. And we have the massive Talatonga in the ring with Rey Fenix, and the size difference is wow. It's like the BFG fighting with a small person. The next elimination is Shelley. He's taken out by Talatonga after some serious MFT shenanigans behind the ref's back, quickly followed by the next elimination. So that's both of the Motor City Machine Guns out, and the crowd seem to have dropped off here, and who can blame them? This was a double taping, and after all, despite this being a great match, they must be at least 4 hours into this, probably 5, and that's a lot. That's WrestleMania type length without the hype around all the matches and stuff. So now we've got 2 versus 4, and it's only Sammy and Ray left on Sammy's team. Phoenix wakes the crowd up with an absolute wicked move sequence while balanced on the top rope. But we get another elimination as Phoenix is out, and that leaves just Sammy in what must be his favourite and most familiar position, Sammy battling against the odds. Sammy is getting absolutely battered here, but manages to hit a haluva kick and take out Tama Tonga, reducing his odds slightly. And we then get Talatonga counted out, and therefore eliminated. So now, no surprises, we are left with Solo versus Sammy. Solo hits a spinning solo twice, so a double spinning solo, but Sammy manages to kick out. It's been one of those nights where we've had finishes that would normally finish people off getting kicked out of. Com's really selling the fact that Solo has promised to everyone, his MFTs, the world himself, that he's going to take out Sammy, and to not do that here would make Solo a liar, which is a bit of a stretch. I mean, it makes him a failure, but he didn't lie. Solo takes the win in a chaotic finish to this as he hits the spike and gets the cover, making him the sole survivor anyway, so not a liar or a failure. But wait, we get a blackout, and the Wyatt Six then appear on the ring apron behind. And as Solo turns to face them, behind him we get Uncle Howdy, and as we go off air, we get Uncle Howdy hitting the sister Abigail on Solo. So that's continuing, which I think is pretty cool and exciting. I am definitely here for the Wyatt Six in a program with the MFTs. Hope it continues to be a nice slow burn, and I hope we get some one-on-one matches, some random tag matches, goes back and forth. I hope that the Wyatt Six can really play their part here and scare the absolute bejesus out of the MFTs, culminating in a tag team from the MFTs, probably the original Tongans. So Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, I guess, are the probably most established tag team there, going up against the Wyatt Six guys for a title match. Let's hope so. I think that would be brilliant. The match itself was a really good match with some brilliant action. For me, I much prefer the flippy flying style, so the Motor City Machine Guns on a team with Phoenix was always going to be awesome for me. The power style of the MFTs doesn't really do it for me, but credit where credit's due. All the guys in this one really brought it to the table, and I really enjoyed it, pardon me. Another really strong show, I thought, with the obvious exception of the whole Miz thing, which is really annoyed me. So indulge me as I go fantasy booking mad. Hunker in. What about if on Raw on Monday we get Nick and Pierce with an announcement that they've reviewed the tape and discovered Miz's shenanigans? As a result of his shenanigans, the match on SmackDown is voided and Knight must fight again against a random opponent. And it's someone much cooler. Or even maybe the Knight semi will now be a freeway with the random opponent, whoever that is. Please God, let it be Jericho or someone cool. What do you think? I think there's still a way they can salvage this tournament. I know I'm obsessed with Jericho, but really just anyone slightly cooler to be added in to give Cena a really good send-off would do it for me. Let us know what you think. Send something into the mailbag. So, no additional matches added to the Survivor Series card. We only have 4 matches. I think I might have been expecting maybe one more match to be added out of SmackDown, but it hasn't been, and I think that's okay, as probably the 2 War Games matches will be really long. So, I think that's going to be fine with the 2 sort of other matches. So I'm excited to watch Survivor Series. I think it's going to be a really good pay-per-view this year. So I think that leaves us in a pretty good place. So as you guys know, if you listen to Matt's show this week, I am now away for 2 weeks. I'm off to Norway to meet some reindeers and some huskies and had some adventures. I don't know if Matt has someone to step in to do the show while I'm away, but we will for sure have a lot to talk about when I'm back, as it will be post-War Games and post-Cena's last match, which as always I will do my best to keep up with and try and watch while I'm on my holiday. And I'm off now in the rainstorm, which is currently battering the UK, to watch the Lionesses beat China at Wembley. So I will see you guys in a couple of weeks, as that just about does it for this week's show. Thank you for having me in your ears. And remember, until next time, to be kind.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.